What's up, YouTube? Hey, today I wanted to go over my EDC, my office EDC, which basically I actually splurged and bought one of the Maxpedition EDC little pouches here. So I won't be doing a review on the pouch itself, but I wanted to kind of go over. I've been looking at a lot of videos and see how other people do it and trying to get best practices. Urban Prepper probably is one of the guys that did this the best that I saw, but anyway, this is part of a modular unit. It is part of my EDC. I keep this in a backpack along with a lot of other modules, and I keep it tagged, as you see on here, where I have this one tagged as office. So this is going to be more geared toward things I use at the office, work related, that sort of thing. There might be a little bit of overlap into other areas because I always, put fire and different things in each of my kits. But anyway, let's get started. So again, I like to keep a table of contents and a laminated card in the front in case anybody else needs to see what's in there or needs to look for something specific. So I just find that to be a good best practice, and it reminds me of what I need and what I use as well. So let's see here. On the outside of this little mesh area here, I want to keep a bundle of business cards, as well as a couple of binder clips. And I think I've mentioned this before, where I have binder clips in pretty much everything. And so definitely keep a couple of quarter-inch business card or quarter-inch binder clips with my business cards along the front, as well. And I'll see if it's probably be easier to get this out when it's emptier, but that's okay. I have a little baggie of hair ties, which I use instead of rubber bands. Again, I've covered that in other videos where I just don't use rubber bands anymore unless I need to, because they deteriorate over time and lose their elasticity. So let's take a look inside this bad boy. You can see it's kind of, I got it packed pretty well. It's not much weight to it though. It's like maybe a pound, if that. So we'll open it up here, and we'll just start from one side, go to the next. So starting on with my P700 Pilot pen. Love these pens. Got turned on to them about 10 or 12 years ago. They're the only pens that I ever use. I use the ink all the way down. They are disposable, but I ordered probably 50 of these on eBay a few years ago. I'm down to my last 5, but I use them when I use them all the way through. Just great versatile pen. Nothing magical about them. They're about $1.50 each, but I just like the way they feel and the way they write. Next, I have a double-ended Sharpie. Love Sharpies, obviously. This is a fine and an extra fine, ultra fine tip. So on one end it has the fine, and then the other end is more like a pen. I just like that combo. Gives me a little bit of options there. And then next I have a Sharpie brand highlighter. Next to that, I have a pen. This is a Uniball Power Tank 1.0. I mentioned this in other videos. I do have it mainly because they're pressurized tank. You can use them in upside down and in adverse. They'll write in different adverse conditions, etc. But again, my favorite right here is the P700. But for adverse conditions, rain, upside down, temperature, etc., the Uniball would be the go-to for that. Next, moving down on the banded area here, I have an X-Acto knife with a cover for the blade. And then down here, nothing magical. It's a twist erase. It's a Pentel 0.7 mechanical pencil. And as well on the underband sides here, I have these in almost all my kits. Basically a piece of heavy-duty Velcro with sticky on both sides. This is a 6-inch ruler. I couldn't help myself. You know, I mean, I know we have rulers on just about everything else, and tape measures and everything else. These were on sale at Target, the foot-long rulers for 28 cents, so I got one and cut it down. And I like them for just, if I'm using the X-Acto knife, I can use this little metal edge here, and it'll give me a nice edge to go off of. And this I just got, don't know if I'm going to keep it in there. It's actually a promotional item. I got it from one of our vendors. But it's a stylus, so for use with a tablet and any kind of touch screen, etc. But what's cool about that is it's inside the stylus is a pen. So I don't know if you can see that, but it actually has a retractable pen inside there, which goes right through the rubber on the stylus piece. So I'm going to keep that in there, see if I use it. It just seemed like a cool idea. It weighs almost nothing, so we'll see if that makes the grade over time. Next, we've got a little mini pair of scissors here. These are just stainless steel, made in China. These are cheapies. Not my choice. I usually like a little better. I like Fiskars, actually. Scissors the best, and I'll probably be replacing these with a better quality pair as we go forward. And let's see, back here in the back side, we've got 4 8-inch zip ties. And of course our little baggie, I have a baggie of regular paper clips and large paper clips. The large paper clips have insulation on them. Basically they're coated and have 5 different colors for color coding. The ultimate MacGyver multi-tool, right? So can't go wrong with paper clips. It's just a staple. And then next I mentioned all my kits have a fob. This is going to be 5 feet of 550 paracord. It's going to have the 7-strand military spec, etc. And that's just on this clip that comes attached to the bag. And then I just got a little cheapie, can't have enough backups. This is a little mini light. It's got a laser and also a LED light. So, and that's just like, it comes with a couple little button lights that should last forever with that LED. But again, I like some redundancy with my lights. And down at the bottom there, quarters of $3.50, $4 worth of change. That's going to be great for parking meters, etc. You know, throwing out the window tailgaters. No, I didn't say that. No. Just, it's always good to have some change on hand. 4-inch zip ties, 4 of them, in a little baggie. And that's it for this side. I do have a couple of large safety pins pinned to the inside of the piping here on the liner. And then on one of those I have a little fob here. This is a pill fob. You can't, I would say these things I just found, they're cheap, they're cool, and I'm putting them in everything just because I like them. But they, inside they got this little enclosure, little vial. And in this particular one, I keep 6 water purification tablets, and then in the other end of it, it's I have it with some cotton, and I keep an Imodium and some Advil. So I just kind of keep that in there. Water purification tablets, they're cheap. We keep them sealed up. Always good to have on hand. You just never know. So moving right along to the other side now. This was a recommendation from Urban Prepper, and I've used it in my toolkit as well. But this is the little Stanley screwdriver, and it looks like a pen, the size of a pen. It's got the double-ended Phillips and straight blade. What I really like about this tool is, again, that it's magnetic, and you've got it on both ends there as well, and it fits perfect for this kit. Next, and I think I've said this in the past, the man who invented the eraser pretty well summed up the human race. Well, here's a whole eraser pen type of thing. It's retractable. This type of eraser seems to work really well. I'd like to say I wouldn't know because I don't make mistakes, but no, it gets its work out. But always good to have an eraser on hand. And next in here, I've just got a little pen light LED. Nothing too crazy. It's not super powerful. It just runs off of a AAA battery, little rayovac. But I just like it because it's a pen and it kind of fits in the things that I have here. It kind of goes with the rest of it. And let's see, speaking of pen, I got a little glue stick here, Elmer's school glue. I was going to put this in a smaller thing, but it actually has a very detailed tip and things like that. So it is a little bit bigger round. May Zilch had an idea where you can basically put this in and seal off both ends and put a singular multi-use amount in a straw. So I might still do that, but as of right now, this is a pen and it seems to work good. So we'll leave it for the moment. Over on the left here, again, in all my kits, you're going to find a mini Bic lighter. You got to have fire. Always got to have fire. And down underneath here in the little straw, here's one of the little straw things I was telling you about. It's sealed on both ends with basically, you just pinch it with needle nose pliers and seal it with a lighter. And inside here I have a half dozen toothpicks. Up here, these things seem huge nowadays, but this is just a little USB jump drive, a 2 gig jump drive that I keep on hand. This one's empty. I know some people keep a lot of their personal data available. I'm in the process of that. I need some good encryption, so I'm going to be looking up that as well. Underneath here, this is a calculator. I know in the age of multi-use electronics, phones, smartphones, and everything else, computers, seems silly to have a single-use calculator. But this thing's probably 20 years old. I've had it. It's solar, and it's credit card size. It's very thin profile. That's why I like it. And again, the fact that it's solar, doesn't require batteries. And the thing's lasted 20 years, bounced around in my kits and my drawers one way or another. So I just keep it on there. It's very lightweight. Underneath here, I have a rechargeable Eneloop battery. It's a AAA for that pen light right there. In addition to those binder clips on my business cards, I've got 2 more binder clips that I keep on here. These are 1/4 inch, so they keep them right on the edge of this right there. And then over here, I keep 1/2 inch binder clips. I've got 2 of them. And I saw a YouTube video where they actually make weapons out of these things. I'm not quite there with that. I just use them for utilitarian purposes. But I also like them. They're also decent chip clips for closing up a bag of chips. But here's about 8 feet of 1 inch Gorilla Tape. And what else we got underneath here? I always keep one of these on hand, and on my kits, it's a body wipe, the athletic body wipe. These are like shower without a shower. It's just a towel you can use if you don't want to be stinking up the office, if you go out and sweat a lot on your lunch or something. But cool little things. I bought a little box of 20 and I put them in my kits, and it's just something nice to have. I mean, there's all kinds of wet ones and things like that for antimicrobial. This is actually just to clean up instead of if you didn't have a chance to shower. And moving along over here, we have the Write in Rain, the ubiquitous Write in Rain all-weather notebook, 3x5. In the springs here, I have a mini pencil with an eraser on it as well. And I got a couple things stashed in here. An envelope. Never know when you're going to need an envelope. To go along with an envelope, some stamps. And I mentioned this USB drive here earlier. The new ones are so small, this thing's like the size of my thumb now. I have an SD card, a mini SD card, 32 gig, with this little USB adapter. These things are just getting smaller and smaller. Pretty soon I'm going to need a microscope just to find these things. And then taped to the back in small bills in my Right and Rain, I have some cash with some paper clips. And usually keep about $100, $103 in cash hidden behind there. Always good to have some cash. You know, you get that table at the restaurant or what have you. And that's about it. So that's pretty much the everyday carry for the office supplies. I'd be curious to hear people's comments, suggestions, ideas, looking for the better mousetrap, tweaks, all those sorts of things, any hacks. And I appreciate your time. Thanks. Have a great day.